James Gunn, new DCU Green Lanterns has been delayed. I don't know if Ryan and Jay have talked about this. Has been delayed to summer of next year. Originally, this was slated, I believe, of winter this year, but we haven't had much word. There's been no trailers or anything, just this one picture of Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. Summer next year. Also, we had some news a few days ago. First trailer for Lanterns was shown at HBO Max up front. Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart have been working together for months. Hal Jordan has seemingly stepped in temporarily for someone else to train Jon Stewart. A squirrel Green Lantern is mentioned, likely Chip. The series has a Western vibe.
It's interesting.
Mike, why don't you go ahead and start it off?
Yeah, I mean, I have been wanting to see a live action like Jon Stewart for forever. I grew up watching Justice League. Jon Stewart is my favorite Green Lantern. Hal Jordan's awesome, but we got that awful Ryan Reynolds movie. It was absolute trash, bro. And I'm glad that they didn't ruin Jon Stewart that way. I'm hesitantly excited because once again, this is James Gunn's DCU. Is it going to be a bunch of like just random music breaks? Is it going to be a bunch of weird stuff like that? Is it going to be them constantly drinking and swearing and miserable all the time? I hope not. I like the idea of it being kind of a Western vibe. I like the idea of, maybe, seeing these two different guys and their different philosophies on the rings. One of the things I love about the Green Lantern and the whole thing with like their will and them being able to like create whatever they think and stuff like that. There's a lot of room for like self-improvement and conversations about what it means to be a hero and all that stuff. I love that kind of stuff. I'm just really concerned about James Gunn.
Because it's James Gunn.
Because it's James Gunn. If this was in Snyder's thing, or if it was its own universe thing and they just wanted to make a show about these characters, I'd be a lot less concerned. But I'm really worried I'm going to see James Gunn's fingerprints all over this thing.
Oh, 100%.
And they will be. Yeah. Yes. Because he has his hands in everything. He's a control freak. So you absolutely know that they will be. His hands will be all over it. I love the Western vibe. Of it. What little bit that we got of Green Lantern in the Snyder cut, what little bit we saw, I loved that part. I love that whole part. I was like, oh my gosh, I really, really, really want more. I was looking forward to this. I really was. I didn't really care too much for Guy Gardner in the new Superman movie. He was fine. But I don't know. I just really didn't care for that character. But I was looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. I'm wondering if the delay has anything to do with the buyout. That's why they're delaying it.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Maybe keeping it in their back pocket a little bit. Like maybe or do you think that it's like, oh, we might need to change vibes? Like what do you think that the play is here?
Not change vibes, but like if a lot of people are wondering, is the James Gunn DC going to continue after that buyout? Because there's talks about Zack Snyder and stuff. So is that why it's being delayed? Like we'll figure it out. We'll figure out release once we get all of this, the rest of this sorted. That's why they're delaying it for as long as they are. Once they get everything sorted, then they'll figure out like the release of everything else and the future slate of DC once everything is sorted with WB. That's what I'm wondering. That's the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw that it's being delayed. It's like, oh, it has to be
being delayed. Was there any like information on why it was delayed, like reshoots or anything? They need to touch up on special effects, or no word on that? Just that it's delayed.
Just that it's delayed.
Because naturally, you'd think in a Green Lantern TV show or movie, a lot of special effects and CGI is going to be involved, just like there was in Superman. I can already tell you. So I like the casting. I'm okay with the casting here.
Yeah, me too.
I'm totally fine with the casting. I can tell you exactly how this series is going to go. Chat, mark it down. November 26, 2025. Fear the Beardo told you the entire synopsis of this show, season 1. Hal Jordan is going to be assigned to Jon Stewart to train him. There's going to be a moment like the entire teacher to the student is going to be flipped around, where Jon Stewart winds up having to teach Hal Jordan a lesson on how to be a Green Lantern, because you can't have a white guy teach a black guy on how to be a space cop. It's got to be the black guy is going to wind up teaching Hal Jordan how to be a space cop, because it's current year and it's James Gunn. Also, Hal Jordan will learn said lesson from Jon Stewart, and Hal Jordan dies in the first season of this TV show. He'll die in the finale. And the main Green Lantern going forward in the James Gunn DCU will be Jon Stewart. Because and they're going to kill Hal Jordan. Guarantee you.
I can see that happening. I mean, they kind of follow a script at this point. It's all very predictable, which sucks, because I would love to just watch a good buddy cop Lantern show. And I would love to see a grizzled, because you can do like a grizzled veteran without making him like an alcoholic and a miserable piece of shit, but like have him not put as much effort into like his constructs anymore. And he's like, you know, man, you can do a lot less with a lot more if you just stop worrying about how to make all this stuff happen. Maybe you make Jon Stewart hesitate a little bit with certain things. Maybe you have him doubting what he can do with his ring or something. You know, there's a lot of ways to do this. You know, and it doesn't have to always be the same tired garbage trope. And I'm the thing is, I don't disagree that Beardo's right, because we've seen it played out time and time and time and time again. And they always have to kill the veteran character off because you can't leave him alive, you can't leave him around, because that's the character everybody wants. But they don't realize that you can have Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and nobody's asking for one or the other. You can appreciate them both.
Yep. Yep.
That's how it works.
Yep.
You know?
Because like going back to the TV shows, the animated TV shows, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are interchangeable going into the Justice League. They're both in the Justice League, and they're just interchangeable.
Yep.
They can both exist, but you know, these incompetent losers who are running, whether it's Marvel or DC, they can't handle that. One's got to prove a lesson to the other one, and then once, you know, unfortunately in this case, I believe it's going to be Hal Jordan is going to learn some type of lesson from Jon Stewart, and he's going to learn it, sacrifice himself, and die, and then Jon Stewart
right before his death.
Yep.
I'm sorry. You were always right.
You were always right. You are the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
You are all of the Green Lanterns, John.
I really hope that you're wrong.
Dies.
I really hope they don't do that, and I really hope that they just continue on and be like, you know, the buddy cop for many seasons, more than one season, because that would be awesome. That would be awesome to have both of them there. But I would hate for Hal Jordan to die.
I think that's why they casted Kyle Chandler as an older, veteran, grizzled Hal Jordan, because they're going to kill him off.
I hope not.
If they would have casted a younger Hal Jordan, I don't think that would happen. But since it's Kyle Chandler and he's old, he's in his early 60s at this point, they're going to kill him, dude. They're going to kill him.
I don't want that.
Which makes me think I do not want James Gunn to go anywhere near Kyle Rayner. Don't even fucking touch Kyle Rayner, because Kyle Rayner is so fucking cool. The best Green Lantern, in my opinion. He's my favorite. James Gunn, stay far away from Kyle Rayner. Don't even fucking try, because you're going to fuck it up.
Honestly, he probably doesn't even know who that is.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah.
What? Who?
I don't know. It sucks. I want to be excited because I like these characters, but yeah, like we said, it's at this point everybody's just following the same script. They do the same thing over and over and over again, and it doesn't make any sense, you know. Making, you know, and the thing is, like, once again, James Gunn and what he's doing here doesn't make Guardians any worse. Because here's the thing, Guardians, the music, the vibe, all of that is built into what those characters are. Those characters are not like the comic book characters. They're their own thing. But the music, all of that stuff, all of those tropes fit for the Guardians because it's established in the story and they build up to it. Star-Lord and his identity and music and why it's so important to him, all this stuff. But you just do the same shit in every single thing. Superman's a punk rock, and he likes punk rock bands. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know, and that's the thing. I think that what we saw in Peacemaker is what we're going to see more of in this show. I just don't think he can stop himself from just rehashing the same stuff and everything, thinking that that's what made Guardians special. What made Guardians special is you established this team, and you established that they weren't really good people in the beginning, but they're trying to be better. But that's not everybody. Everybody doesn't doesn't have to be that all the time. Like, heroes come from different places, different walks of life, and that's what makes them special and unique. I mean, you know, I don't know, man. It's just,
man.
It just sucks, man. And part of the reason I love Jon Stewart is because he's like a military guy, and he's kind of like, you know, a little bit rigid, and he kind of has to learn to like relax a little bit, you know? He's working with his other team of people and stuff, but he also always brought like strategy. When Jon Stewart locks in, bro, one of the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very stoic.
Very stoic, but that's cool, man. You know, like, I don't know, man. It just disappointing.
And what James Gunn has been doing, and I have another prediction that I've said before, but I'll say it again. What he's doing with this DCU is he's taking his favorite parts of all these characters, his favorite, not the fans' favorites, his personal favorite, and he plucks from this lore. He's going to take a little bit from this book, take a little bit from this movie, puts it in a fucking Superman blender, and gives you a fucking blended up Superman story that doesn't make sense because there's no continuity to it as far as like the literal characterization of this character. So when it comes to Wonder Woman, here's another Fear the Beardo certified guarantee. James Gunn's Wonder Woman will be lesbian. Will be lesbian.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Because she comes from Themyscira. She's an Amazonian, an island of all women. So naturally, James Gunn's going to be like, well, there's only women there, you know. Wonder Woman's going to be gay. She's going to be a lesbian. They won't even do Steve Trevor. They'll make Steve Trevor gay too. Fuck it, why not?
Either that, or they'll make her bisexual.
Yeah, well,
they'll make her bisexual.
I mean, Steve Trevor. That sounds like a good deal for Steve Trevor. If Wonder Woman's bisexual, you know, that could be a lot of fun.